This is another Nathan Huey.
Nathan Huey. Man,
Fairly labeled.
this guy gets it.
He's on point, he knows.
This guy gets it. Nathan Huey, you patron saint of whiskey.
Alright, so
What was their thumb?
you don't remember that from Monty Python?
No.
The monks walking through the village. Oh, wham! They hit themselves in the head.
I like this. I don't remember that from Monty Python.
Really?
It's been a long time
Wow.
since I've watched Monty. Is this a Johnnie Walker?
This is kind of exciting.
Oh.
So this is the Blenders Batch series. We did a wine cask blender
Aren't
batch.
all Johnnie Walkers blended though?
No, but they call this the Blenders Batch, like special editions. So last time we did the wine cask version, right? This time, it is a blend of 10-year-old barrels.
Okay.
Now, they're mixing together Cardew, which of course is owned by Johnnie Walker and is in a lot of all the Johnnie Walker blends, mostly. Not all of it. And then you've got Mortlach,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah.
And then you've got grain spirits, including some from Port Dundas, which is closed down.
Yeah.
So they blended together
The
3 grain whiskeys, wheat, barley, and corn, and 2 malts, Cardew and Mortlach.
Sure.
Aged for 10 years in American Oak.
this is 41.3%, not taken down to 40. So could it be that the 41% is kind of achieving?
I don't know.
The results?
Something that he's looking for?
Yeah, because they could have gone down to 40.
Now, the reason he picked, according to him, 3 different grain
It
whiskeys.
smells really nice, by the way.
Because remember the 3 grain whiskeys, one was wheat, one was corn, one was barley.
Yes.
On the grain spirits. He said that he went and hung out at the Stitzelwiller distillery and came away from there with appreciation for the effects of grain-heavy mash bills changing everything.
The effects on the bottom line.
So he came back and
effects on how
decided to
much-
create something.
How much more money you can save. Well, this is me speaking from, a place of vague awareness of how much things cost in the making of whiskey. But this, correct me
It's
if
a
I'm
lot
wrong.
easier to put grain whiskey into something in Scotland than pot still, yeah.
I just have a tremendous amount of respect for the amount of money I can make from putting grain whiskey in there. And that being said, I haven't tasted yet. This does smell nice.
It does.
It smells nice. Oh, what am I getting?
It's all the fruity notes that you tend to get from a good malt.
Does this have... So, the fact that I'm saying the tiniest touch of brine before I start naming off fruit notes would lead you to believe that there's a lot of brine. There's not.
There's not.
There's, the fruit that you would expect from...
Even less than like a Talisker or something like that.
But it's there.
It's in the background.
And that's interesting. So
but it's behind apricot.
I'm getting a candied apricot.
Yeah.
Candied apricot. Not pear. Not quite pear. But there's that thin layer of brine underneath everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, wow, amazing.
No,
but it's like, damn, that's good.
Which is kind of
that's what Johnnie Walker
Yes,
wants.
that's what I'm saying.
When you order a Johnnie Walker, that's sort of what you're angling for.
Johnnie Walker.
It's something that you're not going to struggle with, but it's not boring at all. It's got some complexity to it.
It does. The surprising note so far is the little bit of brine.
Not like the Johnnie Walker Black.
You think, I was about to say though, double black, maybe not like the double black, but the black was so not smoky, peaty, briny. Yeah, I mean, it was almost non-existent in the black. So we'll compare, but a little bit of candied apricot in there.
Now the black is 12.
There's a little bit of honey. This, that has more character. The black smells a little bit thinner. I remember the first thought I had with the black was...
It's got more salt at the aftertaste.
The first thought I had with the black, first time I tried it was, how is this the black? Mm-hmm. Right? Because you would think it's like smoky. Like, no.
No, it's not.
Yeah, this is a better, for us.
Yeah.
This is a better whiskey.
That's got more complexity.
It does. And again...
It actually reminds me of just a slightly salty Speyside. Yeah. Which is effectively what it is.
I can see that. Yeah. So with the fruit notes, we got a little bit of candied apricot. Mm-hmm. I'm getting a thin bit of honey, and then that brine. The more I go back to it, the more prominent prominent that salty brine note becomes.
Typically on a grain whiskey, for me, I tend to get kind of brittle, shiny notes out of it. But this one's not really that heavy on the brittle, shiny notes.
No, it's definitely thin, but I think that's probably due to the nature of it being such a low proof.
Right.
But between these
But it's working out.
Do we know how much more this is going to be as opposed to like a regular...
I think when I looked it up, it was in the 50 to 60 range, I think.
Okay. All right. Nicholas Bingston. If the density of the barrel affects how fast the whiskey moves in and out of the wood, and thus how fast the whiskey ages, can distillers in the U.S. use denser wood to counteract the effect of the heat and slow down the aging to get something that's more like Scotch?
No. You change the wood flavor itself. And that alters everything. Some people are trying to use used barrels and trying to find a climate in the U.S. that's closer to Scottish weather.
Right. You'll be up in like the Pacific Northwest.
Like the Northwest.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's why I think Westland is so nice.
How long?
They get a little more time.
How long do we know about?
It's not as barrel heavy.
Do we know about how long they're aging their barrels?
Westland, I don't know.
We don't know? Okay. All right, we got the RNA to DNA. Yes.
Word.
Deoxyribonucleic acid. That's what he's talking about there. I've been brewing beer for years. Golden Promise barley along with Maris Otter create really full and malty beer when compared to North American 2-row and 6-row barley. I wonder if any whiskey distillers ever use specialty malts like they do in beer. Things like Munich malt, biscuit malt, Belgian crystal malts, etc.
Yes. So we are. So there's strains of barley and then there's maltings.
Okay.
And maltings are where you get most of your variations of barley.
We're doing the... Oh, we've probably started it already.
We've started already, but...
By the time you see this, we started the vote for the... what are we... The
Choose
vote,
your malt.
The Whiskey Tribe, the Patreon. They're choosing the malt.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's a key to you... Remember that we're saying you're choosing the malt, not the grain.
Okay.
Right? It's all barley.
barley.
And there's a few different strains of barley, but really what we're trying to accent is this 4 styles of malting.
So is the strain of barley...
I think we only have 2 in our 4 selection.
How many strains of barley are used in whiskey, though, across all of whiskey, though?
Half a dozen or less.
Really?
In as far as general standard.
Okay.
Right? But maltings, hundreds of styles of malting.
Okay.
That's your art form right there, right? How you malt, that, I mean, all the steps of the malting process. And so that's where we're going to get a lot of variety and flavors.
Oh, that's good. So the malting process, so you got some barley, and then the malting process is basically, it's starting to eat its own sugar, and then you have to
sort of, and
stop that?
Well, sort of. It's starting to grow.
Are you
keep it simple.
At what point do you sprinkle in a packet of seasoning?
Yeah. Little salt and pepper, a little garlic salt.
Yeah, the crushed red pepper from Papa John's.
Sort of, it's growing, and by doing that, it allows the transformation into alcohol from the yeast a lot easier with barley. So there's toasting it or not toasting it. There's how you malt it, how long you let that process go, whether you do it with heat. There's a lot of different shit you can do.
Okay. So we're choosing between 4.
We're choosing between 4 for our vote.
We got the...
And one of them is the Maris Otter, remember?
Oh, did we answer his question?
Yeah, Maris Otter is one of the ones that was in our choice.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I think I don't want to influence the results.
Yeah, too late.
John Hughes. So, question. How much should a person pour into a Glencairn? I just purchased one, and I'm used to filling glasses up to almost full.
Oh, God, no.
I'm thinking that would be bad for tulip.
Yeah, that's like 5-6 ounces.
For me, as much as halfway to the top of the bulb. Not more than that. If you're getting for a really hefty pour, that's halfway up to the top of the bulb.
Yeah, that's where I would pour if I'm pouring something that I want to sit with an hour or 2 and just relax. It goes halfway.
And then most of the time, like a quarter of the way or less.
And not halfway the glass.
Halfway
to the fattest part of the glass.
That's right.
Here's the fighting, stealing, and drinking.
Have you fight me, a fight for fruit.
If you steal me, steal lover's heart.
If you drink,
may you drink with us.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.